Today I'm talking about Facebook versus Google Ads. I've had a number of situations where people will always ask me, should I use Facebook ads or Google ads for my business? And they don't know exactly which one to choose. Now, they are all great platforms that you can use to promote your business or whatever brand that you want to promote. And whichever you choose will depend on your advertising goals, your budget, and the type of audience that you seek to appeal to. So I'm going to just give you the basic differences, about 5 differences between the two, so that you can choose that this is the one that you really want to opt for. Okay, so the first big difference between Facebook and Facebook ads or Facebook and Instagram versus Google ads is, for Facebook ads, it is more of brand awareness, and Google ads is search intent. When I say search intent and then brand awareness, let me explain what I'm talking about. So for Facebook, you are trying to appeal to audience who are probably on the platform trying to connect to their friends and all the pages that they follow and all that. And then along the line, they see your product. And as they see your product over and over and over again, and you appeal to them, they continue to see it and they develop interest in it. And at the end of the day, they purchase your product. So that is what I mean by brand awareness. And you know, because of this, because of the fact that Facebook is more of brand awareness, your page, which is the digital home of your business on Facebook, you see, it brings brand loyalty. Like, it tries to connect to your audience because they see it over and over and over before they make that decision. Always, when they follow your page, anytime they need your services, most of those that are going to see your product on Facebook may not be ready today, but most of the time they can screenshot your product, they can save whatever you are advertising, and when they are ready, you are the next best person that they look up to buy. So Facebook helps you to actually communicate your brand to the customers, so that even if they are not ready, you may always get those that are ready instantly. But those that will see it and they are not ready, when they are ready, they will now approach you, or they will come to your page and then buy your product. So that is why for Facebook, you may not, even when you advertise for some time and you stop advertising, you may still have people buying because they probably saw your advert earlier, but they were not ready, and probably they saved or screenshotted whatever you were selling. And when they are not ready, they will follow you, and then they will follow your page, contact you or your website to buy whatever you are selling. So that is basically what Facebook is about. Facebook is about brand awareness or brand building, and those that are ready will buy. Those that are not ready, when they are ready, they will approach you to buy through Facebook. Okay. Now, for Google ads, when we talk about search intent, we mean that Google is basically the form of advertising on Google. We have several forms, but the main one is search advertising. When we talk about search advertising, what do we mean? You see that Google is the biggest search engine on the planet, with over 3.5 billion searches per day. So what happens is that when people search for your product on Google, when you are doing a search ad, your service comes up first. So for example, someone is looking for a solution to baldness and comes to Google to search. When they search for baldness solution, you come up first, or maybe depending on your bidding, your product or your advert shows up. Then people can choose to now contact you to buy. So Google advertising is more for people who are searching for something immediately to buy, so that when they search for you, they get you, they buy. So that one, it is not much about building a brand loyalty, but it's more about what I am interested now, looking for a solution to something, or I'm looking for something to buy now. So Google is for those that are looking for something now to buy, while Facebook is about building the brand, so that for Facebook, they will have to follow you over time, maybe make the decision. There are some who buy instantly, but majority of them probably are not looking for what you're selling. They may be looking for it, but not that instantly searching for it. But you all of a sudden meet them and they buy. So that is the biggest difference between Facebook and Google. And you know, Facebook have about 3.5 billion monthly active users and about 1.5 billion users per day. So that is how Facebook is, and that's the major difference. Now, even Google, we also have display advertising, just like the way Facebook is. Facebook advertising is more of display because you see it and then it draws your attention to it and you look for it, and maybe when you are ready you buy. Now Google also has display advertising. The display advertising are those that normally you are browsing on a website, you are browsing on a certain website or a blog, and then you see advert along the line, then you may be interested. Sometimes you are not interested. And then we also have even YouTube. YouTube is part of Google Ads, and then sometimes you are on YouTube trying to do something, and along the way you will always watch advert that you probably are not searching for. So those ones are all part of Google display advertising. So Google also has display advertising as well as search, but their main area is the search ads. So when it comes to display advertising or brand building, Facebook is the leader. When it comes to search, people who are searching for something instantly to buy, then Google is the leader. That's the first big difference. Okay, the second big difference between Facebook and then Google Ads is the cost per impression. The cost per impression on Facebook is cheaper than the cost per impression on Google. And when I talk about the cost per impression, what do I mean? The cost per impression is how many people will see your advert for how much you are spending. So for example, when we come to display ads, Facebook, you can, depending on your location, you can spend $1 to reach to about 1,000 people. You can reach $1 to reach to about 1,000 people. And for Google, $1, most of the time when I compare, depending on my location or the location that I normally advertise, $1 can reach to about 250. And for Facebook, $1 can reach to about 500 to 1,000, between 500 and 1,000. But for Google, $1 mostly reaches to about 250, depending on my location. This data is not the same everywhere. It varies from location to location. For example, how much $1 can reach in the US will totally be different from how much $1 can reach in India. So it depends on the quality of the people in terms of their online behavior, how they buy things. Because if you reach 100 customers in the US and 100 customers in India or Africa, the number of people that will buy will totally be different. So the cost per impression differs from location to location. Okay, so and then when we come to the bidding, mostly the bidding on Facebook is comparatively cheaper than the bidding on Google. Only that the conversion rate on Google is higher than the conversion rate on Facebook. So what do I mean in terms of the bidding? Let's say you are bidding to come up to number 1 of search results on Google. Depending on whatever key term or keyword you are bidding, you may be bidding $5 for that particular keyword, and on Facebook maybe the bidding could be $2 or 2.5. But Facebook, maybe when you get 5 clicks, and you know, for Google, they don't charge you till someone clicks on it. If it's a search ad, you will not be charged until someone clicks on it. So for Google, let's say you get 5 clicks, and because you are bidding $5 per key term, let's say you get 5 clicks and you are paying about $20. 5 times, let's say you get 4 clicks, so 5 times 4, which is $20, and you get 1 sale. Then on the other hand, for Facebook, you may be bidding $2 and you get, let's say you get 20 people who are, let's say 10, you get 10 people, 10 times 2, that is 20. You may get 1 sale or you may not get a sale. And for Google, definitely about 4 clicks, you get 1 sale. So comparatively, in terms of the conversion, Google has a higher rate of conversion if it's a search ad than Facebook. Okay, so that comes to the cost. Okay, so we go to the next one. The next one, for Facebook ads, you may not need a website, but for Google ads, you must have a website. Why is this so? You see, for Facebook, you can choose maybe to have an advert Facebook has different types of advert. I'll talk about the different types later. But for Facebook, you can choose not to send your traffic to a website. You can choose to send a traffic to WhatsApp. So people can WhatsApp you. They don't necessarily need to go to your website to buy. They can WhatsApp you. They can fill a form in the form of a lead to buy something. They can send you a message on Messenger. They can call you directly. Though we also have similar options on Google. But for a Google search ad, if it's a Google search ad, strictly you must have a website. If you don't have a website, then you may not be able to set an effective Google ad. So when it comes to website, for Facebook, you may not need it and you can still run the advert effectively. But Google, you must have a website. Okay. So that's about the website. Okay, so when we go to the fourth one, we come to the type of advert. When we come to the type of advert for Facebook, you can do a carousel advert where you have several images lined up, where one slide goes to the left. When you click, it goes to the left, and the other one comes. You click, it goes to the left, and the other one comes. That is for carousel. We have carousel ad. We have you can boost a post, and for a boosted post, you can post up to, let's say, a maximum of 80 pictures, where when you click, it opens and you see all of them. So for those times, you will normally see maybe 4 plus something others. So maybe 4 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 other pictures. So you can use so many images in one advert to sell. So you have the carousel, which takes up to a maximum of 10. You have the boosted post, we can take up to 80 pictures, and then we have single image or video. But for Google, you have the search ad. For Google, the search, it is text. That one you don't even need an image or a video. It's strictly text, which Facebook doesn't have that. You can boost a post, a text in Facebook, but you can do that on Google. So Facebook, Google, you have a search ad. You can also have image or video. Yeah, but the basic difference here is that this one has, you can use text or videos, and you can also use image or you can also use image. But for here, you can use text, but you can use video, you can use image, and you can use the images up to 80, which Google doesn't have that option available. So that is the one major difference between Facebook and Google Ads. Okay, so the last one, we come to the location. So for the location, because Google controls, they control Google Map, they have more data in relation to location. So Google, when you want people from a certain area to buy something, Google is better at targeting the exact specific location. Though not 100%, but they can do up to, let's say, 95% effective in terms of location targeting. Facebook is also effective in location targeting, but I'll give them about 75 to 80%. Why do I say so? Facebook, for example, you may want people in New York or people in, let's say, Accra, or people in London. And when you target, what is going to happen is that you may get about 80% of the people who will contact you or who will see the advert being people from the location that you have targeted. But you may have about 20% of the people who will not be in that location. And why does that happen? It happens because someone may indicate on his or her profile that he lives in a certain area, but he doesn't actually live there. But it's indicated on his or her Facebook profile that he's living in that area, but he doesn't live in that particular location. So that is one of the reasons why it may not target that particular person. It may target that particular person, but he doesn't live there. Then another thing is the person. So one is that the person doesn't live in that area, but he has indicated he lives in that area, or maybe he was living there and has recently moved to a new location. which it may not, maybe you are targeting that particular person and he's in that location, but he was living somewhere else. So it may not target that particular person as living in that area, meanwhile he's living there. So those are some of the reasons that account for why Facebook location targeting is not that very effective. And then Facebook too, you can choose people living in a certain exact location or recently. So all those location related services end up not giving Facebook 100%. Even if you choose people living in that location recently or at that particular time, you may still not get it 100%. You get it about 80%. You will end up getting people in certain areas who will contact you that are not what you want. And secondly, for Facebook, because it's a page on Facebook, people can follow pages and they are totally living in a different location. So because of that, you may also get other people living in another area that are going to see that probably are not in the location that you want or you targeted. So that is one of the things. But for Google, because they control location, Google Map and they have much data, when you target a certain specific location, their targeting is more accurate. So they're able to get people who are recently in that particular area for you, and it's more accurate and more perfect than for Facebook. These are just some few differences that you can use to determine whether you want Facebook ad or Google ad. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. Once again, bye bye.